Here we go. Let's lay out a stop sign. Okay, pull one up here. So we're going to do the 30-inch, 0.75-inch border radius. You can see the B, which is right here. The C is the length of it. Or the C is the 10 inches, the height from the top here to there. But the font will give you 10-inch Series C. The 12.5 is the distance from each center to the edge. So the overall length of the stop is 25 inches by 10 inches. So we're going to use our tool. I'm going to drag a couple of these out on center. I always like to start everything out on center here. And I'll use my tabs here to guide that more in the center of my page so we can see. And now I'm going to use my shape tool. Do the polygon, 8 sides. When you lay these out, you got to make sure you get them pretty straight. So what I'm going to do is lay one out like I did. That's why I use the guidelines so I can get that bottom straight on there. Come back up to my shape tool, and I'm going to come in here, and I want to make it 30 inches by 30 inches, and just hit my enter. Hold down on my control, and I'm going to get it more to a manageable size here and use my tabs to. And I want to center that. Since it's already selected, I'm just going to use my arrow keys, move it down, and we're pretty well centered there. So there's our outside of our stop, and we're going to put the border in. Come up to our effects tool, go to the outline, and we're going to do an inline, and we're going to go 0.75 and click the OK. So there's basically our stop sign. There's the outside, that's the blank, the white around the outside, and that's the red, but you can see you can't control each panel because they're joined and compounded together. So we want to separate those. Okay, now that they're separated, we want to uncompound them. So now they can each be changed, like we want to do this traffic red. So there's basically our stop sign right there. We want to add the font into it. So let's change that back to wireframe. It was 10-inch Series C. So let's go back up to our text tool. Here's our Series C 10-inch. We're already in there. Let's do stop, S-T-O-P. So there we have our stop. You can group everything to grab everything. Hold down on the control and the number 5 key, not the F5, but the number 5, and it centers everything. So the stop itself now is supposed to be 25 by 10, and right now, as you can see, there's 5 inches there, 5 inches there. So it's a little large. You might say, well, that's not going to matter much, but it matters to me. So we're going to go 12 and a half. There's 12 and a half. Oops, grab my border out of here. So there's 12 and a half right there, and there's 12 and a half right there. So that should give me my 25 inches. As you can see, the stop is, it's a little bit longer than it should be. It's actually 26.312, and it's 10.346 inches high, so it's out of spec a little there. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click on that stop, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to change this to 25, and I'm going to change this to 10. Hit my enter key. Now everything it fits. See how it fits right in there now, exactly where it's supposed to be. So whenever I make any changes, I always come back and I recenter everything. So Control 5, nothing moved, so everything was just perfectly fine. So there's our stop sign. You still have to do a little bit of changes here because we're going to group that, that'll be red, but if you click this and you send this off to the cutter, it'll cut out, it's not going to cut out the red there, it's only going to cut out the stuff that's in the black, so you want to make sure you're all in the same color. So that's why I usually will change these back to traffic black. And see how that changed it to black. So click the outside or the inside border and your font, group them together. Here's your group tool. And now when you send it off to the cutter, That's what you want, all the black lines, so everything's going to cut there. Like I said, I always like my little icon when I open up my image. I like to see what it's going to look like. I click these tools, get these out of the way. I get a little almost dizzy seeing those things too much. I'll get rid of those. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we'll move this stop sign over a little bit. I'm just going to copy this whole thing. I lost that there. Right click, copy, over here, paste. Oops. Paste. Oh, we'll turn that all traffic black for now. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to ungroup all this stuff. So this is going to be my image that I'm going to click and send off to the printer, or cutter. So I'm going to get rid of that outside border right there, and then come over here, and I'm going to change that to traffic red. Rid of the wireframe. I'm going to come in here and select this, and I'm going to change this to white. So now I'll save this. So when I come in to open my file later, there's my stop sign already laid out. Oh, that's what it's going to look like here. And then I just click this and send it off to the cutter. And there we go. Simple. Alrighty. So there's a few shapes. We did the stop sign. We did the street sign, the directional sign, and then we did the diamond-shaped sign. And we'll come back later and we'll put some more fonts in and mess around with some fonts. I'll show you some more things that I've learned with the fonts on how to work with them and how to space them and everything. But we'll save that for another exciting episode. As always, thanks for turning into the Sign Man, and thanks for watching.